So this next video is on just kind of using simple formula to save yourself some time when using spreadsheet. So one of the main ones that we use in NYP is actually just calculating our averages. So I normally make sure I've got my results in, so for example, my height over here, and then I've got my speed, and I've got 3 trials, and I want to work out the average. So I want to work out the average. I'm going to do an equal sign, and that already gives me usually an automatic suggestion. But if it doesn't, you can just type in average, okay, in full capitals, and then you open your bracket. At this point, you select and you highlight the 3 rows, the 3 in the row that you want to take your average of, and close your bracket. And then you just need to press enter. At this point, again, you sometimes get the suggestion for autofill, or you can also just use that little blue square in the bottom there. You can just put your cursor over it and you can drag it down, and it automatically does it for you. Now, sometimes we don't like seeing all these different decimals on there. So sometimes I can use the decrease the decimal places button on this side. And if I do that, I can also back and forth use the increase one and increase it all to have 1 decimal place. I can also do the same for this one as well. For number 6 here, if I want to show 6.0, I can also do that one. Now, sometimes we're not just going to have to do averages. Sometimes we're going to have to actually use some different calculations. So, for example, I might need to do speed, and I might need to work out my speed from a distance and time. So let's just put in some values. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's say the time was going up in tens. I'm just going to use some really easy values for this. And oops, 60, not 6 there. 70, 80, and 90. Oops. Now in this case, I want to know that speed, okay, was equal to distance divided by the time. Now in this case, I might then be doing, okay, distance divided by time. So I'm going to do an equal sign. I'm going to do the distance, and then I'm going to use a divide, and then I'm going to use the time. Okay, at this point, I can then just press enter, and I'm going to drag that all down. Again, that gives me the speed, and actually the speed is the same for them all because that actually gives me the same fraction throughout. So that would be how you would do like a division. Sometimes though we might also need to do a multiplication. So if I want to do a multiplication, I'm just going to use these here. And let's say we wanted to work out the weight. Again, if I know the weight, let's say this time round I had the mass of the object. Okay, and the mass was in grams. Now, what I want to do now is to convert my mass into kilograms. And to get my mass from grams into kilograms, I have to divide it by 1,000. Let's just use slightly larger values for the mass here, otherwise we're going to end up with tiny results. So mass in grams to go to mass in kilograms. So mass in grams to go to kilograms. Okay, so to go to kilograms, we have to divide it by 1,000. So in this case, I'm going to do my equals, my mass on this side, divide it by 1,000. So I can just type that in, and I can press equal, and then again, I can just drag that all down. So then calculate the weight. Weight, we know, is mass times gravity. So in this case, I'm going to be multiplying by the gravity on Earth, which is 9.81. So I'm going to do equals my mass in kilograms, and then multiply, which is the little star symbol, okay, by 9.81. Again, I just simply type that in, and then I pull it down, then that gives me my weight in newtons. So sometimes we can multiply them by just using something that's already in the table, like here. So this one, I was dividing this cell by this cell, whereas this time I was actually just using a value that I knew. So sometimes you can also use it like those. So hopefully that made sense. Let me know if you have any other questions about doing calculations in Excel, and I can also create a little video for those.